we are going to have discussions, open discussions, any questions, and our panelists, our presenters will be there to respond to your queries. Now, to facilitate and moderate this particular session, we have Professor Dr. Yuvraj Sangraula. So, I would like to briefly introduce Professor Sangraula to you. Extrajudicial confession and state of fair trial from Delhi University, India. In 2011, he served as the Attorney General of Nepal. In 2010, he was appointed by the government of Nepal as the convener of the High-Level Policy Reform Commission. He also served as an advisor to the Ministry of Home Affairs. He is also a visiting professor at Renmin University of China and other universities of South Asia.
Thank you very much.
And we have Dr. Wang Yongsheng. Thank you. And we also have Chang Shubin, historical and philosophical aspects of BRI. Okay. And this is definitely very important, and we have two very prominent speakers from China. And also we have a speaker who also has a very great experience in China from Nepal. And Bojoji also is very learned scholar. Please, you're welcome. So the first speaker we have is Dinesh Raj Bojoji. I would like to invite you first to speak. Would you like to sit down or you want to go there? Okay, that's fine.
Thank you so much. At this moment, I'm given 20 minutes to speak on BRI, which has a history of more than 2,000 years, spanning tens of thousands of miles of networks, reaching more than 150 countries in the world. It's a great story, which is also known as New Silk Road. I have entitled my presentation, the BRI, the Belt and Road Initiative, a New Silk Road, vision of time, trade, and togetherness. I wanted to speak a little bit touching upon the history of the BRI, how it has been remodeled from the ancient Silk Road. The Science, Technology and Innovation Conference and the role of BRI, and thus the scientific research, technology development and innovation have become a crucial pillar of the BRI. For example, through this, more than 80 countries have already signed bilateral agreements. And there are 50 research laboratories and 70 technology innovation parks in making. Just a simple example of Kenya, which is producing its flora with the help of BRI. More interestingly, the countries like Pakistan, Azerbaijan, and even UAE, the United Arab Emirates, they are working with China under the BRI project to reach to the moon by 2030. In 2019, the scientific journal Nature assessed research progress in BRI participating countries. It concluded that those countries involved in BRI were making significant strides in science, technology, and innovation. More than 26,000 young scientists from the global south have already taken research training in China, and every year they are getting more than 300 PhD scholarships, which are taught in Chinese academic sciences and also in the TWAS, that is the Third World Academy of Sciences. Thus, while the wealthy nations are curtailing, reducing their involvement in science and technology, China's sustained investment in research through the BRI is reshaping the global scientific landscape. So finally, let me conclude that the BRI has long been symbolized humanity's natural inclination towards movement, trade, and cultural exchange. It represents a modern continuation of this legacy, fostering a global, interconnected future built on shared prosperity. As the 21st century unfolds, the initiative stands as a testament to the enduring power of connectivity in shaping civilization and fostering growth.
He accomplished 10 research projects and published more than 30 articles. He has given many academic lectures throughout Asia and the US.
Now in the year 2019, President Xi Jinping paid a historical visit to Nepal. And then he went to Beijing and had a talk with Premier Li Qiang.
BRI is not a debt trap, but a pie that can benefit both China and the recipient countries. Next. Now, who invented China's debt trap diplomacy? That is an Indian scholar, Brahma Chinani. Next. This is where he first published his article. Next. Now, no. The American professors, they have done very deep analysis saying that the Chinese debt trap is a myth. It's not true. Next. This is the two professors. Next. Oh, New York Times, they also say it's not a debt trap. Next. Now, the Chatham House, the British, they also publish a very long report about China's, BRI is no debt trap, but an economic development initiative. Next. This is the picture. You can share, you can read it online. Okay, next. In Chinese, we say, 要致富先修路. Build road first if you want to become rich. Next. This is the railway China helped Tanzania and Zambia to build the road in 1960s. Now next. This is the road in Indonesia. Next. Nepal's deputy editor. Okay, next. Now, not long ago, Prime Minister Ali says, no one else will develop Nepal. You should work yourself with China, India, the America, and all the other, development partners support and help. Next. Now, this is also a leader and economist. Dr. Weigel said before Prime Minister Ali's China visit last December, he accused those political parties who refuse China's laws as immature. Okay, next. BRI is not donation, but win-win cooperation. That is the BBC Nepali News version, interviewed me when Prime Minister Ali started his China visit. Now it was the screenshot. Next. Finally, I do believe Nepal can and surely will turn itself into South Asia's Switzerland and Kathmandu, South Asia's Brussels. A stable and prosperous Nepal will benefit the Nepali people and its two neighbors, as well as the whole South Asia. Nepal also can be a platform for win-win cooperation between China, India, the USA, and other countries. Let's work together and make the BRI cooperation and happy Nepali, prosperous Nepal's vision come into true as early as possible. Next time I come to Kathmandu for a seminar, maybe you are already a developed country. We can have more and more happy smiles and young children. Yesterday afternoon, my wife told me that, I found that so many people are much richer than she was here more than 15 years ago. Okay, we can see that the streets are much more clean and the people are more happier. That is, we have achieved. Why not work together to make Nepal a developed country instead of a developing country? Okay, that is my understanding about BRI cooperation with Nepal, a win-win path to Nepal's prosperity. If I have made some mistakes or offensive to any of you, please forgive me. It's all my fault. It has nothing to do with others. Thank you so much. Dari Dhanyabad. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for very elaborate presentation. Without any ado, I would like to request Mr. Tankakaki to take.
Chair of this session, Honorable former Prime Minister Kashthamandap Kamal, friends in the panelists, scholars, ladies and gentlemen, Namaste, Ni Hao. The presentation what I am making to this session, through this presentation what I am presenting here today, I'll try to provide with an overview of Belt and Road Initiative and its potential benefits for Nepal, while also addressing in short the challenges and consideration that need to be taken into account. Launched by China in 2013, the BRI is a global instrumental development strategy aimed at enhancing connectivity and cooperation among countries. Since then, more than 150 countries have already joined it. According to a report published by the World Economic Forum in 2022, Chinese enterprises and banking institutions have announced their participation in about 3,800 overseas projects under BRI since 2013, involving a total investment of US dollar 4.3 trillion. BRI is a grand vision for a shared prosperity and a win-win cooperation. It ultimately helps in building a community with shared future for mankind. Its BRI objective is to promote connectivity, economic cooperation, infrastructure development, and cultural exchange across participating countries. Nepal's participation in BRI, I'll provide a brief development process. Nepal signed a memorandum of understanding with China in 2017 to join the BRI. Nepal and China have officially signed the BRI cooperation framework during the Prime Minister KP Oli's visit to China in 2024. This development further advances Nepal's involvement in the Belt and Road Initiative. During his visit, both the countries agree in the financial cooperation modality to go through the aid assistance financing. In the aid assistance financing was agreed upon by both countries. It means it paved the way for grant as well as loan. Probably it's a soft loan. Nepal and China have agreed to expedite the development of 10 projects in Nepal after signing the framework of BRI cooperation agreement that time. The two sides will now finalize the project-based agreements to implement these projects under the framework. I do not need to pronounce all those 9 projects here. You can see in the slides. Nepal can reap immense benefits from BRI cooperation, leading to strategic roads and infrastructure, can enhance greater economic and socio-cultural cooperation, ultimately a boon for peace and prosperity in the Himalayan region. History is the mirror for every society and region. During Lichavi and Malla period, Nepal was prosperous, facilitating the trade between two giant neighbors. In fact, trans-Himalayan Silk Roads were roads of peace and prosperity, where great monks and saints traversed in search of finding goodness in human nature and societies. The major ancient religions were amalgamated and took the best of each other. When the roads were closed, fights were initiated among societies, and when fights were initiated, the roads were closed. Towards human brutality and darkness of the society by delinking the society. Thus, it is wiseness that roads have to be open, not closed. Nepal should not buy BRI as a debt trap, as evidenced by different countries does not provide the proof. High interest loan for short gestation period, high consultancy fee, and bureaucratic hurdles becomes ultimately much more expensive and even project unproductive. So, crucial infrastructure project with the productive link with short period of construction can pay back for the country and can stand for a long-term valuable assets. Country like Nepal can ask for China for a crucial gift project as a grant, but not refrain from loans. Instead, Nepal has to pursue China for soft loans, and in addition, for lengthening the long-term maturity of the repayment, roughly 30 to 40 years, because it may take 20 to 25 years to reap the benefits in terms of increased output. We should not forget that China, South Korea, and East Asian countries themselves were big borrowers of World Bank loan for crucial infrastructure building, so to transform their whole economy. Those projects were almost productive and successful. Sri Lanka debt trap is more tied with World Bank, ADB, and other international loans, basically in the subsector constitutes above 90% rather than BRI investment. Hambantota Port is the victim of political instability, bad governance, and project selection amid the geopolitical tension. Yet this project has still scope to boost the Sri Lankan economy if it is properly handled. We need to carefully study Piraeus ports of Greece, African projects, Indonesian high-speed railways, Laos high-speed railways, Central Asia and Russia linking projects, and many others, those projects set to enhance productive forces rather than debt trap. Nepal should take BRI as a foreign investment by selecting right projects in a right time and in a right way. Such investments are not necessarily evil, exported, because right infrastructure projects can help to increase productivity and trade and create business environment. But in many cases, grants offered insufficient have been turned to evil, creating the countries of dependency rather than significantly helping to transform their economy. According to ADB assessment, Asia may need 26 trillion US dollar, 1.7 trillion per year investment from 2016 to 30 to keep growth momentum and elevate poverty. India by 2040 may need 4.7 trillion US dollar annually, but it is important to understand BRI project of China can provide huge chunk of money to fulfill this gap, as they have capacity to fund, provide technology, goods and services. To underestimate the China's capacity in this regard will backfire Asian countries' development process. China is not only world's largest exporter, but second largest importer. China buys 10% of all products, while Nepal, being a joint country, exports 3% of goods and services to China. Roads are more crucial for us. They may need for their growth sustenance, but for us, they bring investment, create jobs, enhance productive forces, develop entrepreneurial environment, facilitate trades, bring technologies, and amalgam cultures and civilizations together. All roads go Beijing is a wrong notion. The roads from Beijing ultimately goes to Delhi as well. Mumbai via Kathmandu or Pokhara is a good thing for overall development of nations and humanity. All roads go to Rome was temporary phenomenon and never been one-way stocking. Burgeoning European cities and thriving of all nation and economy is a good example of how Europe achieved regional prosperity. But war among European nation and imperialist war, especially against maybe just a bad reference. Thriving Asian continent in a peaceful way in the 21st century must coordinate with a thriving nation such as China in all economic development aspects. Neither from Chinese historical-cultural viewpoint nor from the CPG standpoint to understand BRI projects as an imperialist hegemonist. Though Belt and Road Initiative, Nepal can reap benefits. In addition, it can also play a pivotal role for not only the region, but for the global peace and prosperity. Nepal's harmonious culture, peace, religion, and peace-loving people can make conducive environment for regional peace and prosperity. Apart from this, Nepal is a unique destination of Shangri-La places and ecology in the Himalayas that are rare in other parts of the world. Nepal can facilitate shortest connecting points to join to great civilizations and geographies, India and China. Nepal can further help enhancing connectivity through East-West Highway and proposed railways to connect India and other countries by BCIM corridor. Once India and China come to conclusion to connect each other. And I want to share to you that recently China and India are undergoing rapprochement. Is not only good for themselves, but also a good news for Nepal. Along with this, the world what we lived yesterday, it is significantly transforming. We are heading towards a multipolar world. And it's the very core philosophy of this multipolarity will take care of the smaller countries, of the global south countries, their sovereignty, their national interest, their development, more seriously than in the past world order. This is at the door, and we should be hopeful. China is seriously adjusting its policy to meet the common aspirations of all people of the world. Nepal,
Chinese built the Animal Highway, with Chinese grants. Everything is free. Now why the Indian Prime Minister Nehru opposed the highway? Because he thinks if the highway has been built, Nepal will not rely more on India. And he told Kashthamandap that no need to connect Nepal with China. We are one family, okay? So Kashthamandap told Nehru, the communism won't go to Nepal by taxi. Am I right? Yeah. So that is the historical background of the Animal Highway. Now besides building the Animal Highway for Nepal as a gift of the Chinese government to Nepal people. Okay. When I was working here in Kashthamandap University, Confucius Institute, we Chinese teachers went to Kasa. You say Kasa, we say Zhangmu, okay? To buy some food for the Spring Festival holiday, okay? we found that the whole Unicode Highway was built by the Chinese government, but only a very short section from Kathmandu to Patna, no more than 11 kilometers. But there is a very, very large signboard, Nepal-Japan cooperation, the pink layer to Suryayana, the express highway. So now, just now you mentioned that why the dry port cannot react smoothly, mostly because of the earthquake, and then maybe because of some other things, I think. We Chinese, I always say that because I am only a teacher, an English teacher, a Chinese language teacher, okay, in Nepal, English language in China, okay. So my, idea is that I'll try my best to bridge the understanding gap between China and Nepal, okay. We are always ready to help Nepal to achieve stability and prosperity. The problem is that when and if the Nepali people or government is willing to accept that support and help, okay, so that is a big problem. Now, as for the triangle, okay, from China, Nepal to India, I even talked about the China-Nepal railway. Nepal can set up a trans-nation cooperation to attract investment not only from China, but also from India, from America, from all the world. We input, we invest, and we share the benefits, we share the risks. And in this way, the Indian government and the United States government, they will not oppose the railway anymore, maybe. They can make some money. They can get, benefits. So that is my idea. Maybe it is not so practical. I think if we work together, do our best, we do our best, you do your homework to make the BRI cooperation framework agreement come into true. Just now, the first presentation says only one or at most 5, okay, can come into true. I think all of them should come into true. Why not? Who is opposing that? Who is, stopping Nepali friends from getting rich, from achieving stability and prosperity? Now, you should know that. Okay? I hope China's kindness and goodwill can, meet with the Nepali political parties and Nepali citizens, cooperation. In this way, I think in the near future, Nepal can be South Asia's Brazil and common to Brazil, Nepal, South Asia, Switzerland. And next time, maybe I can come to Kashthamandap by railway, not by airplane. Okay, thank you.
Okay, somebody else?
TikTok?
To other 3 presenters? Okay, that side.
हजुर नमस्कार म चाहिँ आम लक्ष्मी बस्नेत a PhD scholar in Nepal China political and military relation. I have one query which goes to Mr. Tanka Karki, former ambassador to China. My question is, curiosity is BRI is the new version of Silk Road, started bilateral relations including diplomatic, economic and togetherness, seeing weaker position, no national unity in BRI. So that I would be grateful if you could highlight on the reasons and viable suggestions for BRI's bright future in Nepal. Thank you.
म नेपालीमै बोलौँ, इट वुड बी बेटर फर मी। भएको रिसोर्स मात्रै काफी छैन। आज दुनियाँको कुनै पनि मुलुक आइरन कर्टेनभित्र रहेर आफ्नो विकासको सपना देख्छ भने त्यो मिथ्या सपना हो। त्यसको निम्ति बाह्य सहयोग जरुरी छ। चाइना आफैको आजको विकासलाई फर्केर हेर्ने हो भने चिनियाहरूले अघि यहाँ मेरो एक मित्र भन्दै हुनुहुन्थ्यो, त्यो पुँजी र बाह्य सहयोग भित्र्याउनको निम्ति बिरालोको रङ कस्तो छ भनेर हेरिरहेनन्। पहिलो कुरो आफ्नो निज राम्ररी केलाएर त्यसमा कमिटमेन्ट हुने हो र त्यसको निम्ति आफ्नो अपुरो रिसोर्सको निम्ति बाह्य सहयोग लिनको निम्ति हामीले यसका चार्ट गर्नु हुँदैन। त्यसो भयो भने मलाई लाग्छ कि हामी यसबाट राम्रो बेनिफिट लिन सक्छौँ। थ्याङ्क यू। नो डाउट हाम्रो आफ्नो आफूले छानेको प्रोजेक्ट अनि त्यसको निम्ति मलाई घाउ छ खुट्टामा भने मलम माग्न सकिन्छ साथीहरूसँग। आफै मात्र डक्टर बन्नु हुँदैन, अरूसँग भएको टेक्नोलोजी बुद्धिलाई पनि प्रयोग गर्न सकिन्छ जस्तो लाग्छ।
मलम लगाउन पनि उसैलाई बोलाउनु हुँदैन भन्ने खोजेको। अब एउटा मात्रै क्वेसन हामी लिन्छौँ।
Hello,
जम्मा एकजनालाई मात्रै लिन्छौँ। पर
please. Hello, microphone. This is Dr. Kibaran from Ratnaraj Lakshmi campus. I work as the head of Department of Political Science. I have a queries to Professor Yang Seng. We talked.
This question is like, how can we ensure that we can have a win-win situation?
So thank you very much for your question. When we are talking about win-win and a cooperation between Nepal and China, as I've mentioned last time when I visited Kathmandu, win-win means Nepal wins and China wins. Okay? It does not mean China wins twice. It neither means that Nepal wins all and China gets nothing. And to ensure a win-win, cooperation between our two countries, I think there are several things that we should really care about. First thing, that if we decide to move ahead with certain projects, we need speedy implementation because time means money. Time means efficiency. That's our Chinese belief. If we keep postponing the project, that means the contractors, the investors are losing heavily. That's one thing. The other thing is that the win, either on the side of Nepal or on the side of China, means that we care about each other's sensitivity. It does not necessarily mean that we have to take, great profits out of the projects. But on certain fronts, at certain fronts, we need certain degree of commitment and guarantee from our Nepali partner that our national security will be taken care of. So win-win cooperation between Nepal and China means a lot of things. And this is a topic we can, have more deliberation and debate some other time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We have a question from Gopal Baral, but probably it may need little longer time. So during lunch time, I think Baralji can come to Jiang Shubin and can discuss for a couple of minutes. So with this, we already have crossed time and violating human rights upheld. So therefore, I would like to thank all four presenters making very tremendous presentation and giving a very clear message. Also would like to thank organizers to giving me this opportunity for a people like me, because I'm a professor who loves to speak more than listen, but this is also a good training. Thank you very much. So thanks for cooperation. Thank you.